Man, the WWE is in a rough spot right now. The ratings are at their lowest since before the Attitude Era. The show is getting blander and more mundane and harder to watch every week. Uh, so here we are at TLC. Last year, it was a pile of garbage. This year, it's lining up to be another big pile of garbage, but maybe like there's enough interesting stuff on this card that might be able to salvage it, but at this point, hype is at an all-time low. But either way, let's muscle through this and give it all we got. Yeah. Good evening, everyone. My name is Nikki VMLP, and joining me today is
Tune Critic.
Calcos.
Well, shit, we did that at the same time. Shit.
That's fine. That's fine. It makes it faster.
Okay.
Yay.
So, yeah, TLC. As I think I've said before, it can't possibly get any worse than last year's. Last year's was a train wreck and a half with another train wreck right behind it. So this year, given the horrible taste in our mouths after Survivor Series, the WWE has a chance right now to at least get back up on its feet before the Royal Rumble, where hopefully, if it doesn't, maybe it will get up at the Royal Rumble. And if it doesn't then this WrestleMania season is going to suck balls. But yeah, let's dive into this shit. All right, so first match on the card is Alberto Del Rio defending his United States Championship against Jack Swagger.
The more I see this, the more I'm convinced this is going to be the pre-show match. Like, there was a match on Monday Night Raw between Jack Swagger and Stardust, and both men got a jobber's entrance.
Hell, like, the match was like halfway through right when the commercial came back. Like, I looked up and like, wait, did I miss something? The match is like, what? The match is almost done. What the fuck just happened?
Yeah, I thought maybe I just like missed the like Jack coming out on it, like before the break before, but no, they just literally started a match midway through. That should tell you how much they care about this shit. You remember when the United States Championship was like on par with the World Championship? Mm-hmm. Remember that?
Thank you, Base Cena.
Thank you, Base Cena and Base Rollins. I'm becoming more and more convinced that this whole thing with Alberto and the Mex America thing, it's a ploy. It's a ploy to get us to like John Cena.
You know what? It's working. I miss the little bastard. I miss him so much.
John Cena, save us, please.
Save us, do.
Save us, Y2C.
Y2. That'd be pretty funny, actually.
Okay,
so
there's not much to say about this match other than it's Del Rio versus Jack Swagger. I think we've gotten this a lot in the past. I don't know if we have. We probably have. I don't know. Let's just make our predictions.
It's been the main event of at least one WrestleMania. So
was it?
Main event? No, this wasn't a main event. Are you kidding me?
It was one of the big matches of WrestleMania 29.
I guess
they competed for a world championship.
Yeah, and now they're competing for the United States Championship. Look, let's just get this out of the way. There's no way in hell Jack Swagger is winning this because is there any point at all to save Jack Swagger? That disappoints the fuck out of me. Because
is there any point in having Del Rio keep the championship?
No, there isn't. I'd rather they give it to Jack Swagger. At least with Jack Swagger, they could reignite him, make him relevant again, because this is fucking perfect. The All-American American is United States champion. But no, we're just going to have him lose to Rusev at a tribute to the troops thing to kick off the... Spoilers, I know, but who here actually watches Tribute to the Troops?
I think Swagger's going to win too. I think they're just going to take the title off of Del Rio.
Who's going to win?
I do think Swagger is going to win. I really, really do. It's past the 2-month marker now for Del Rio having the championship, almost, or at the very least the 2 pay-per-view cycle that they seem to rely on. So I do think Swagger is going to win the championship here.
No. I think what's going to happen is Del Rio retains and loses to Cena at the Rumble.
Bridget, come to Elizabeth, please, Bridget.
Did I mention I'm at work?
That was well timed, but yes, I'm going with Swagger.
I'm gonna go with the safe bet and say Del Rio because it doesn't look good for Swagger right now. Maybe I'll be surprised. If this is the opening match and Swagger wins it, I'll be surprised. But I'm gonna go with the safe bet of Del Rio.
Yeah, like they've done too poor of a job lately of trying to build up Swagger for me to have any confidence in him. I'll take Del Rio and he'll lose it to Cena.
Okay.
Man, I've never been happier to say that sentence. It's weird.
Yeah, Swagger. That's my thing.
All right, I guess I'm the only one going for Del Rio.
No, I'm doing
No. Nikki went with Del Rio.
Oh, okay, never mind. So, okay, how close is going for Swagger?
Yeah.
Okay. Next up, we have, okay, now this sounds good on paper, but is not doing so well in terms of hype. It's an 8-man tag team elimination tables match with the Wyatt family versus Bubba Ray, Devon, Tommy Dreamer, and Rhino.
The ECW originals.
Have you noticed that they always call a team that comprises of either flippy people or of people who used to be in ECW, they always call them one of two things, Team Extreme or the ECW originals. They have no creativity.
Well, they can't call it the Dudleys plus Dreamer and Rhino.
Why not?
Because Dreamer and Rhino aren't Dudley boys. But I guess the ECW originals thing is easy because people will recognize it and it's just easy to work with.
Yeah, it's the recognizable factor of the thing. You see, we're bored out of our minds when even Nikki's not getting hype for ECW.
Here's the thing. If the fourth man had been Rob Van Dam, Nikki would have lit up like a fucking kid on Christmas.
Are you kidding me? The hype would have returned, but it's Rhino, and I'm just like, we've already seen Rhino. He's like, just
what has Rhino done lately?
He's lost to a lot of people in NXT. That's what he's done.
Over at this rate, which means that at this rate, okay, I'm a little bit disappointed. The Dudleys have barely scratched the surface. They've come several times close to winning the tag titles, but the New Day keeps winning. So what makes you think the Dudley boys are gonna beat the Wyatt family?
Because the Wyatts have been losing to everybody too.
It's like whoever gets out of this is gonna at least get somewhere up. So I think the Wyatts are gonna win. They need this more than the Dudley boys do because the Dudley boys, the ECW originals beating the Wyatt family. Whoop-de-fucking-do. If this is for a tag, if this is for like the tag titles, maybe this would be different, but it's just a basic tag team elimination tables match. I'm like 90% sure that the Wyatts are going to win this.
Yeah, there's nothing for the ECW guys to gain from this. Like, why would they need to do that? Like, here's what's going to happen. Wyatts win, finally, and then from there, the four ECW guys will split off into two teams. The Dudleys will stay normal, and Tommy and Rhino will become a team that's kind of like mid-card, and they'll lose a bunch of times. Rhino gets pissed. He turns heel on Dreamer. Maybe that's a match for Fastlane. I don't know. But then Rhino goes off to be a mid-card heel and does things.
See, the thing is, though, I don't want to see that. Tommy Dreamer, despite trying to get back in shape, he looks sluggish. You saw his match with Braun Strowman. He got obliterated. Tommy Dreamer he's getting a little too old for this shit, and that's saying something when you got like older people being able to wrestle better than he does. Tommy Dreamer is out of shape, and he's got a lot of ring rust, and he's not looking good right now. So he'll probably be the first eliminated.
Yeah.
Gotta get that money.
At this rate.
He's got to try to fund that House of Hardcore thing, so why not? But, like, he's consistently getting his ass handed to him, and it doesn't look all that impressive. Like, and it sucks, because when Dreamer came out, like, I was just losing my shit.
Remember, we all lost our shit when Sasha Banks, Charlotte, and Becky Lynch came out. Look at it now.
Oh, boo. Boo.
WWE hype killers.
Ugh. But yes, we're all on the Wyatts, right?
Yeah, pretty much. The Wyatts do need this win. I'm half convinced now that the Dudleys aren't going to get the titles and that they're only here to put people over. And that doesn't sit well with me. I think the Dudleys should get the title at least once. But at this rate, with the amount of times they've lost to the New Day, any believability of that has just gone right out the fucking window.
Basically, this match is a loser loses all credibility match.
And I don't think the Wyatts don't need that. If the Wyatts lose this, they're fucking dead. They'll be dead with no way to reignite themselves. All right. Next match. All right, here we go. Next match is for the Divas Championship, Charlotte versus Paige. Now, this match actually feels a little bit more different. This is with Charlotte apparently turning heel? I don't know what they're trying to do here.
Yeah, they're turning Charlotte into Ric Flair with boobs.
Did we ever talk about that Charlotte needs to get her own gimmick, her own thing, instead of being Ric Flair's daughter?
That's what she wanted originally. That's what she wanted, but the company forced her hand.
This is what happens when you have famous family members in the WWE. You'll get your shot, but it's going to be exactly like what the last person in your family was. So hope you enjoy that.
Yeah, you could have had the Usos like state champion for like forever, but Rikishi's not a big pull. Ric Flair, on the other hand.
Ric Flair's the one guy who you can consistently count on coming to the ring and cutting a promo for you, even if he's 50 shades of fucking drunk.
Yeah, pretty much. So
you will play Ric Flair's game. Even if you make your own game and you put Ric Flair in it, Ric Flair will discard the rules and play his own game.
Pretty much.
That is how Ric Flair works.
I don't know what they're going to do here. Charlotte retained against Nikki Bella twice now?
Mm-hmm.
So she could probably lose it to Paige here, but then I wonder, what good does that do Paige? Paige has already got the belt twice now, so either Charlotte wins here and then she loses it to someone else, maybe Becky Lynch?
That's what I'm thinking. It seems like they're starting to build up Becky a little bit. I know that the heel-face dynamic is basically dead in the Divas division, but she's the only face diva left.
You know you're screwed when you have to make Brie Bella and Alicia Fox faces, because there's too many heels. To team balance things. That is freaking pathetic. I saw a tribute to the troops. It's like Paige, Naomi, Sasha Banks, and Tamina versus was that it? Yeah, versus Charlotte, Becky Lynch, Brie Bella, and Alicia Fox. I don't know what the fuck they're doing at this rate, but it is getting ridiculous.
Wait, Paige was on the same team as Charlotte?
No, Paige was on the same team as Sasha Banks.
Oh, okay. Then I think you said Paige twice.
Oh, I guess I did. Whatever. The point is, it's confusing to know whether or not Charlotte's going to be a heel or she's going to be a face. We don't fucking know at this point. Honestly, I think Charlotte's going to pull some Ric Flair-y stuff and still win, because I can't see what they're going to do with Paige at this point.
Here's the weird thing. I don't think Paige has won a match since she won the number one contenders tournament, but she just keeps getting, she loses, but she still looks strong, I guess, in the process.
Well, yeah.
But that's, if she keeps doing that, that's going to just run out and people are going to be like, oh, Paige, woohoo. But yeah, I get the feeling that we're heading towards a triple threat, maybe at Mania, maybe if they want to do it early at the Rumble, between Charlotte, Becky, and Sasha. That feels like it's in play. But
they do that, if they do a triple threat or fatal four-way for the Divas title at WrestleMania, that'll be freaking cool, I think.
Provided that they let the leash off and actually let these girls go for it.
Nope.
But yeah, exactly.
One giant NOP. Nope.
NOP. Nice.
Nope. I'm okay, personally, just to go against the grain, because I don't give a single shit, I'm just going to go with Paige. That's it.
Okay.
I really don't care. I can't watch this pay-per-view live because I'm working Sunday night, and it'll be the first pay-per-view I won't be watching live since, SummerSlam 2014? And I really don't care at all.
I'm going over to a friend's house and doing drinking games.
Good, because that's the only way. That is the only way that you can enjoy this shit.
Take a shot every time WWE does something stupid.
You will be dead before the pre-show ends.
So, yeah, me and Nikki were Charlotte.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? This actually makes me wish, I think we need Nikki Bella back.
Maybe another ploy.
God damn it! Why?
This is another ploy. Get the people that we don't want to root for over by having it turn to absolute shite without them.
Save us,
God
Nikki
damn
Bella.
those crafty bitches.
Save us, John Cena.
Save us, Y2 ass.
Y2 poop job.
All right. Next match is for the tag team titles. New Day defending their titles against the Usos and the Lucha Dragons in a triple threat tag team ladder match. Now, I love ladder matches. I love the TLC in general. I'm not as hyped for this as I should be, but it's the New Day, so maybe they'll make this interesting.
Here's the thing. New Day have been consistently more interesting when they aren't wrestling. It's weird. Like they are so good on the stick. They do so good in skits. They do so good in everything else, but their wrestling is just kind of like, yep, we've seen this for a while now. Oh, they're doing the stompy thing in the corner. Oh, Xavier's playing on his trombone. Oh, now they're doing the thing where Big E like yanks Kofi right towards the opposing team, and they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna get you," and then whoop, right back into the corner. Like they're a little bit predictable in the ring.
Okay, so with this match, I think this is pretty interesting because I don't think the New Day have been in a ladder. Well, no, they have been in a ladder match, but I think defending their titles though, this should be interesting. I think. God, it's really hard for me to decide because here's the thing. My prediction is that the New Day is going to win, but if I want anybody to win in this, I want the Lucha Dragons to win.
Predict the Lucha Dragons. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, fuck it. I'll be different. I'm going to vote for the Lucha Dragons. I think they're hot right now. They're letting them actually do more. I don't see the Usos winning it. I don't think the Usos need to win it.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to go with the New Day. Yeah, I'm going to go with the New Day. I'll take the safe bet this time.
I'm going to also take the safe bet and say the New Day, and then the Monday afterwards, Enzo and Cass come out.
Yeah, actually.
Because at this point, there's nobody else in the tag team division that can hang with the New Day.
Yeah, have the New Day versus Enzo and Cass. You don't need it to be for the belts.
No, make it for the belts at the Rumble. That's a pretty big profile match right there. In Orlando, no less.
Yeah, you know what? You bring up a good point. Funny thing is, actually, a little bit of trivia. Has there ever been a tag team that's won the NXT and WWE tag team titles?
Nope.
No.
The Lucha Dragons are the only ones that have won the NXT tag titles.
And Ascension.
But
Yeah.
You think the Ascension are going to be the ones to do that? No, I would think it would be a huge boost for the Lucha Dragons to get the tag titles now because that they'll make history and they'll be bouncing on up to like freaking WrestleMania where they can run with the titles for a bit and then probably lose it after WrestleMania. But they deserve a shot with the main titles, I think. If the Dudley boys aren't going to get it, then fuck it, give it to Lucha Dragons.
Really? Does the male version of All Botch Everything get a shot at the tag titles?
It's not okay. Listen, Sin Cara's gotten better.
Gotten better basically amounts to he only has a hilariously bad botch once every couple of matches instead of every single match.
No.
Touche. So I'm going with Lucha Dragons. Nikki, what are you going with?
I will take the New Day, and I think they'll drop it to Enzo and Cass at the Rumble.
Yeah, New Day's got to drop it at some point, but I'm going with the New Day as well. I just want
for
Enzo
no other reason than for them to be able to say, your future 3-time tag team champs.
That would be actually kind of great. All right, yeah, I'm going with New Day as well. Next match
is Kevin Owens defending the Intercontinental Championship against Dean freaking Ambrose. Poor Dean Ambrose.
This needs to be a stipulation match.
This could have been a ladder match, but then I thought, ooh, last time Kevin Owens was in a ladder match. Never mind. I don't think he wants to be near a ladder again.
But it needs to be something. Like these are two guys who have the indie credibility to do fucking anything to each other. So
they know how to beat the shit out of people.
Yeah, could you imagine a pop-up powerbomb off of a ladder?
I don't feel like watching someone die in the ring, okay? I really don't feel like it.
If there's two people who can go close to that without actually killing each other, it's probably Dean Ambrose and Kevin Owens. This is going to be match of the night, by the way.
Yeah, I would have to think so, that's going to be a very, very big match. But I think the big question is, like, who's going to win? Ambrose having the Intercontinental Championship would be freaking cool. But if Sami Zayn is returning and they're going to move him up at the Royal Rumble, then Kevin Owens keeping the title until WrestleMania so they can have a match at WrestleMania for the title would also be really cool. So
What if they don't have it for the title? What if it's just Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens?
In like a Falls Count Anywhere or some kind of brutal match.
I don't know, and at this point, I'm too afraid to ask.
Yeah.
Lol, epic May. Pew, pew, pew.
They could be dicks and just have Sami Zayn down in NXT and just keep him there.
Fuck. Oh, you know what? Actually, I think that might be better.
No, I don't want that to happen, though.
Personally, I think Sammy's just there, or just going back to NXT for maybe a couple of weeks just to knock off the ring rust. Because he's been out since, like, what, fucking June?
Pretty much, yeah. Then have it be like, oh, Kevin Owens is in the Rumble. Who's the next participant? Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn eliminates Kevin Owens. Then Owens eliminates Sami Zayn. They're brawling out behind the ring. Pop. Oh, he reversed it. Oh, he got away.
Into a Helluva Kick. Like, that could be hype.
What do you guys think?
I'm thinking Ambrose is going to win the title.
Well, if he's not going to win the WWE title, he might as well settle for second fucking place.
You know what? I actually think he is going to win the title, just not this title. I still have some glinting, fainting piece of hope about Dean Ambrose and like that he's going to win the Royal Rumble and face Roman Reigns for the title. Shut up.
So are you going Owens?
I can still have hope. It'll lead to disappointment, sure, but I can still dream, damn it.
You're going for Owens?
I will take Owens, and I think Ambrose will, like, win the Rumble, and then, yeah.
I'm really split on this. I don't... it can go either way. That's the interesting thing. This match will probably end up being a match of the night candidate. I sure as hell don't think the main event's going to be that, but if there's a match that has the potential to be a knockout, drag-out fight, it is definitely going to be this. So I think that I'm going to go with Owens.
Okay.
As much as I hate to go against Dean Ambrose, I think it would make more sense if they're going to have Owens and Zayn. If that's what they're leading up to, I'm going to go with Owens, and then they'll lead up to their feud, and Owens will drop it to Sami Zayn. Besides, Dean Ambrose doesn't need second fucking place. Dean Ambrose is going for the big belt. He's not going to settle for Intercontinental Champion. Are you kidding me? I mean, I wouldn't settle. Oh, you're in this big tournament. You're in the final match to get the WWE Championship. Oh, you lost. Well, how about a shot at the Intercontinental title? Fuck you. Fuck you. That's like giving me like a silver medal. Like...
Yeah.
Like, nobody wants a silver medal.
Well, nobody wants the last match on our card either.
Oh, yeah. So the last match is a tables, ladders, and chairs match for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Sheamus defending his title against Roman Reigns. I don't fucking care. I know exactly how this match is going to go. Sheamus is going to win.
Tater tots, tater tots,
That might have
tater
been the worst
tots.
promo I have ever seen.
Look, even I was looking at forums and on the Squared Circle subreddit, even Roman Reigns fans had no defense for it. They all agreed that was the worst go-home segment, if not just overall segment, ever.
That was some of the worst Roman Reigns promo shit I've seen. It was so boring and repetitive.
And childish. Just
very
like,
childish.
Nobody over the age of, like, 12 is going to laugh at a tater tots joke.
And then you have Roman Reigns pretending to throw the ladder at Sheamus, and Sheamus backs off, and Roman Reigns just smiles, and I'm like, okay, I have several problems. One, that's a heel move, Roman. All right, that's a heel move. I thought you were supposed to be the ultra babyface. 2, Sheamus, you now officially look like a goober. All right, more so than you ever have. 3, fucking die, both of you. Okay, just fucking die. All right, I don't mean literally. Please don't take that the wrong way.
You don't mean them like falling off the ladder and breaking both their necks and ending the pay-per-view abruptly?
Dude, no. All right, I would much rather them both fall off the ladder and then break their arms and then ending the pay-per-view, because at least they'll survive, and both of their
dude. If Roman Reigns and Sheamus both have to miss significant time with injuries, the WWE will spontaneously combust.
No, they'll do the smart thing and finally give it to Dean fucking Ambrose.
And then have him fight who?
Yeah, but at this point, giving it to Dean Ambrose isn't the smart thing. At that point, it would just be the thing that they have to do. The smart thing would have been giving it to him back in Money in the Bank, okay? That would have been the smart thing. I don't understand why they keep having to center everything around WrestleMania. If someone is hot, give him or her the title. Okay, if someone is hot, you don't pad things out until it's WrestleMania season. You capitalize on it right away while you can. But that didn't happen, so Ambrose is stuck in upper mid-card limbo while Sheamus and Roman Reigns do their damnedest to carry the main event program, but Roman Reigns can't promo, and Sheamus is being booked like an asshole, and WWE Creative is on the most powerful heroine in the world. And that's funny because they know how bad this is, okay? They know how bad this is, and yet, I don't know how, I don't know why, but everybody keeps saying how bad the ratings are for WWE. They're still the highest rated show on the USA Network, and they're still one of the most watched shows on basic cable. Okay? Think of it this way. Raw's ratings are hovering around 3 million viewers, a little bit less than that. Breaking Bad, one of the most celebrated television shows of the last 15 years, did not break 2.5 million viewers until the final half of the final season. Okay, think about that. Yeah, I'm not even kidding. All right, Breaking Bad never broke 2.5 million viewers until the final episodes of the final season. And the finale of Breaking Bad only had a rating of about 10.5. Okay, compare this to the Cheers finale, drawing in over 80 million viewers. Compare this to the Seinfeld finale, drawing in 76 million viewers. And then, of course, there's the legendary MASH finale, which still holds the record of 117 million viewers.
Of anything that isn't a Super Bowl.
Think about that for a second. Okay, think about that. The only thing right now that is immune to the overall TV rating slump is football. Okay, even things like baseball, basketball, and hockey are suffering from lowered ratings. And this is due to a lot of things. It's not people having a lack of interest in television. A lot of it has to do with online distribution and the fact that people aren't willing to pay a gajillion dollars for a cable subscription anymore. This is why the whole internet freedom thing with the FCC and Comcast and Time Warner is such a big deal, because people are relying on the internet more than ever. But a big part of this is the reason why Raw still garners high ratings. It's because the people that are watching it live. They're not DVRing it or anything. A lot of their audience, which, funny enough, are over 50 years old. They're not the kids. They're 50-year-olds with kids. Aren't watching it through the internet because they want to sit on their couch and drink a beer and watch it live. They haven't adapted to the new technology of the internet yet. While people like us, we'd rather watch it on the internet. So our ratings don't matter. And it proves beyond a shadow of a doubt that us, as viewers, are the 0.001% minority. We are the ultra minority when it comes to this. And it's also the reason why, as much as people praise Lucha Underground like crazy, casual or not, their ratings are not that high, because they have a huge access problem, being only on the El Rey network, which is really hard to access. So we have to torrent the episodes or have them streamed live through an online streaming service. So Raw's ratings are just a coincidence. It has nothing to do with the product being good in their eyes. It just has to do with the audience that they've captured. So they can coast on this. They don't care. They can coast on this for as long as they want, no matter how bad the product gets, unless people leave in droves. And I mean droves. Nothing needs to change. And this is the biggest problem with the lack of competition. And this is why, instead of watching Raw, I've taken that time to watching reruns of Lucha Underground, or I've been watching Chikara more often because they're easy to access, and I've been watching old New Japan Pro Wrestling pay-per-views. As a matter of fact, I'm very close to subscribing to New Japan World.
Hey, Wrestle Kingdom 10's about to come up, so...
Yeah, no kidding. I'll probably subscribe to them for a month just so I can watch that, because that's a million times better than what WWE has to offer. WWE has a monopoly on paper. That's it. There's so many other alternatives that are easy to access that I can still pay money for. And that's why a lot of us want Lucha Underground on Netflix, so we can support them and show them. It'll also be easier for us to share it, because instead of having to direct them to watchwrestling.ch or to kickass.to or the Pirate Bay, we can say, go on Netflix. It's right there. Give it a shot.
Speaking of Lucha Underground, before we can redirect back to predictions. For those wondering, Lucha Underground returns January 27th. That's just like 5 or 6 weeks away. Get hyped for that, I think.
I'm very hyped. That's right after the Royal Rumble too. So once the Royal Rumble's over and we are completely dead, then we can start watching Lucha Underground and probably turn this cast into a weekly review of each episode of Lucha Underground, because that is way more exciting than what WWE is doing right now. And I would much rather have that happen.
I would totally do that.
Yeah. So get ready, guys. Get ready for a Lucha Underground weekly review show instead of talking about WWE, at least until WrestleMania happens, because we have to talk about WrestleMania, but just get ready for that, guys. All right, we'll see how the Royal Rumble pans out, and if it's just as shitty as we think it's going to be for the 5th fucking year in a row.
6th. Then the last time it was good, it was 05 or 09.
010. That's when Edge won.
010. Yeah.
010. Lol. 010. Whoops.
Hey, it's still 010. It's 2010. But yeah, that's going to be 6 years of shitty Royal Rumbles.
Anyway, I've had enough. Who are we predicting?
Sheamus is going to win. He's going to have the League of Nations, because why else would they establish a stable only for the stable to come in and help Sheamus win? Because this is a match where Sheamus doesn't have to pin Roman Reigns in order to win. So he will find some kind of screwy finish. He'll have Rusev and Del Rio and Barrett come out and like beat the shit out of Reigns, and then Sheamus will just handcuff him to the post, and then Sheamus just walks up, ha, lol, I win. That's exactly what's going to happen. There's not going to be a whole, Roman Reigns overcomes all 4 of them and wins. No, Roman Reigns.
But he already did that, so.
No, Roman Reigns is going to get the shit beat out of him, and he's going to get screwed over again.
Mm-hmm. He already did that, though. He already dismantled the entire League of Nations. All right?
Doesn't matter.
It wasn't canon.
It wasn't canon, pretty much.
I'm predicting Sheamus as well. Why? Because fuck it. All right.
Sheamus wins. Roman goes into the Rumble. Or gets screwed again. And we get Reigns versus H at WrestleMania.
You know what? I'd actually watch that. And then watch Triple H job to Reigns.
Why wouldn't that happen?
In one last attempt to try and make Reigns look good.
Mm-hmm. You know, I saw a thing on the Squared Circle subreddit. Like, how this is basically Vince McMahon's last shot at building up a guy in his image, like the guy that he wants to be the champion. Because think about all the other guys who have been Vince's like chosen guy, like Lex Luger or Diesel or Bobby Lashley or Drew McIntyre or Big E in his first run. And yeah, that's a pretty not great list. And all the people who have gotten over basically in spite of him, and that they had, and the WWE basically had no choice but to push them. Roman Reigns is basically, before Vince either retires or dies, this is his last shot to really build a guy up and put him or get him over with the crowd. And he's just gonna drive that car right off the cliff, and nobody's gonna tell him otherwise.
Pretty much. So I guess we're all in agreement at Sheamus.
Yeah.
Although there's one thing that can save the product at this point. If Roman comes out and just lays into everyone, like he's at the point, like he's at this point where it's not like they can just demote him or anything. It's not like they could just throw him onto Superstars or something. Like, he's at the point where he is too over to bury. Well, at least they've been pushing him so hard that it would be absolutely ridiculous. So he needs to come out on one of these Raws and just actually be himself, actually show some character and not just read off the script that Vince handed him and just deal with the consequences, because that's what ended up happening with every other star. They just said, fuck it, and I'm going to be me.
Yeah. The only other alternative thing I could see is if in some kind of weird twist of fate, like Reigns manages to overcome everybody and wins, like by just, well, I have to remember that he has Ambrose and the Usos on his side.
But they might be dead from other matches in the night.
Yeah. That's the other thing I was concerned about. So maybe Roman Reigns wins, but it is extremely unlikely that Reigns is going to win. I know WWE is going to go the safe route of just screwing over Reigns. Again, repeating the same movie they did last year. Fuck it. I don't care. Sheamus.
Shame.
Let's end this. I'm out. There is one thing I want to mention before we close out this podcast. A whole bunch of you have started donating a bunch of money to the Patreon, and for that, I have to say thank you, because right now I'm in kind of a dire financial situation right now, which is why the podcast kind of had to slow down a little bit, because I'm extremely busy right now with other things, life stuff. And so even though it's not the greatest long-term solution ever, it can help a little bit for all of you guys to pitch in and give me a small amount of funds. So thank you guys. I really do appreciate it. So yeah, sign us off, Toon.
Yep. As always, go ahead and put your predictions down for TLC in the comments below. Like, comment, subscribe to their Patreon, all that good stuff. Man,
Follow us on Twitter. If anything new happens between now and TLC, we'll have it there.
Also, if you guys actually want to see us turn this into like a weekly review for Lucha Underground, like we all love Lucha Underground. We'll talk endlessly about Lucha Underground. So if you want to see that, like go ahead. If you want to see it, put it down in the comments below. And yeah, onwards we go to TLC, and then we have our best and worst of 2015. I think, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, and that I think will be a lot more hype for, because it's about reminiscing, and we're going to have fun with it. So yeah, we will be doing some best and worst of 2015 with a few categories and other stuff like that later on in the month.
Totally not copying the Slammies.
Yeah, we're not going to copy the Slammies, because we're actually going to be talking about things that the Slammies will refuse to acknowledge. So that'll be fun.
Like of the year.
We're certainly not going to be as bored as we are now. It'll be very exciting and very fun to talk about all this stuff. So, not to mention, I've got a very touching segment planned that I made a few days ago that I'm very proud of, and I hope you all enjoy it and maybe shed a few tears. So, yeah, guys, thank you very much for watching, and we will see you later in the month for two things. One, an already recorded prediction for TakeOver London, and our best and worst video. So until next time, until next grime, until next flime, until next see ya.